Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Thursday. I'm going to go over our maths for today, okay? We're going to do the 3 and the 4 times tables, okay? Because some of us found this a little bit tricky in class, so I thought I'd go for them again and go over some of the rules that we know to help us remember them. Okay, so let's get started. Our learning intention for today is to revise the multiples of the 3 and 4 times table. So the success criteria, I can count up in 3s and 4s. I can recall the facts for each of the 3 and the 4 times tables. That's the things that help us remember them. And I can randomly recall tables facts out of order. So that's when we get random questions like when we play All Around the World or when we play Buzz. Okay, so let's get on and see what we've got today. So facts for the 4 times table. So every station of the 4 times table is an even number. And every multiple of, that means every multiple of 4 is even. Okay, so remember the stations are like when we're counting up and it's the answers. So we stop at stations if we're on a train. So we're stopping at the stations of the 4 times table. When you are multiplying a number by 4, you are doubling a number twice. So remember, doubling means timesing something by 2. So to times by 4, you can times a number by 2 and then times the answer by 2. And then you've got your answer to your question. So let's have a look. 4 times 4 is the same as 4 add 4 add 4 add 4. So what you could do to make that easier is do 4 times 2, which we know is 8, and then do 8 times 2, which we know is 16, because we did our 2 times table yesterday. So 4 times 4 is 16. So we did 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. So we doubled and doubled it again. Okay, so we can use that way to help us if it's a bit easier. Also, we've got facts for the 3 times table. So the stations of the 3 times table can be odd numbers or even numbers, so they can be both. Some multiples of 3 are multiples of 6 and multiples of 9, but not all of the multiples of the 3 times table are. But we're not doing our 6 and our 9 times table just now. So when we get onto that, you'll be able to see the little pattern, okay? So boys and girls, what I'm going to do, hopefully I can get this to work. If not, I'll refilm this little bit. So we are going to count up in our 3s. Let me get my pen ready. Let's see. There's my pen there. Okay. So rub that out, Miss Taylor. Right, let's try this again. Okay, so we obviously when we're counting up start with 0. So we start on 0, okay, and then if we're doing multiples of 4, we count up in 4s. So we're 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're given 4 a little circle, okay. Then that's 1 times 4 is 4. So to get our next station of the 4 times table, which is 2 times 4, we're going to count up another 4. So we're on 4, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to circle this number 8. So 4 times 2 is 8, okay. Then we're going to jump up 4 again. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got 12. Again, we've got even numbers. All of these numbers are even, okay. From 12, we're going to jump up another 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we did this earlier. 4 times 4 is 16. We did this earlier, okay. So the next sum is 4 times 5. Now we did our 5 times table yesterday, so we should know that 4 times 5 straight away is, boys and girls, is 20. Now we're going on to 4 times 6. So we need to count up 4 from 20. Now if we look at the units, we go 0 add 4 is 4. So we're looking for the next number with the 4, but we'll count up to practice anyway. So 20, 21, 22, 23, and we're going to circle 24. It's our next number, circling 24. So our next sum is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 4. So we're going to jump up 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and circle that number 28. So if you notice, boys and girls, we've got a little pattern. So I'm going to change my pen colour to show you this. Okay, so if you notice, we've got 4 here and we've now got back to 4. So if you notice that little pattern, we've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Now we're back to 24, then 28. So if you have a look, our next number we know is going to end in a 2. So it's not going to be 22, it's going to be 32. If you notice that wee pattern. So 32, and then if you look at 16, we're going to go to 36. So that's a wee sneaky order. So the units go from 4, 8, 2, 6, 0. 4, 8, 2, 6, 0. So our next number is 40, and that's 4 times 10. We already know that one. Then if you look up here again, I'll change my pen. We've got 4, 24. So the next one we know is going to be 44. So let's have a look. 44. There we go. Okay. And then after 44, that was 4 11s. We've got 48, 4 12s. So we're not going to go up any further, but if you wanted to, you could practice more stations of the 4 times table. Okay, so if you had to go up next, 48, you know that you would be going up to 52 and then going up to 56 because of our pattern. Okay, that's our 4 times table we've had a practice of. Now I'm going to wipe this clean and then I'll go over the 3 times table. So you'll see me rubbing this out now. There we go, we're getting all nice and clean, rubbing off our 4 times table. Oh, Miss Taylor, there we go. Bear with me, boys and girls. I realised yesterday that it didn't quite work how I thought it was going to work, so hopefully this works today. So here we go. We'll go on to our 3 times table. Now I'm doing it in a different colour, I'm doing it in green. So I've done it in green. Okay, so in our 3 times table we count up in numbers number 3. So we count up in 3. So we know our first one is 3 times 0. It's a number times by 0 is always 0. Okay, because you're adding no groups of 3. So no groups of 3. So no groups of 3 are 0. Then 3 times 1. So one group with 3 things in it each, that is 3. And then when you think about 2 times 3, it's like 2 groups with 3 things in each group, or 3 people in each group. So we count up 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we know our 2 times table. We know 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, we're going to go to our next number, which is 3 times 3. So we're adding 3 onto 6. This is like an adding game as well, boys and girls. 3 add 6. 1, 2, 3 is 9. Okay. So we've added on 3. Now we need to find out what 4 times 3 is. Now if we remember back to our 4 times table and we do 3 times 4, we know that that's 12 because we've just practiced that. So 3 times 4 and 4 times 3 are the same sum. It's just the numbers are swapped around a different way. Okay, we're going to do 5 times 3 next, and we should already know what 5 times 3 is from yesterday. So 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, we're next going on to 6 times 3, so we need to jump up 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and we circle 18. As you've noticed, boys and girls, there's not really a pattern with the 3 times table, but we're jumping up. Okay, if we go 3 from 3 times 6, we go 1, 2, 3, 21. Then if we jump 3 up next, if we do 3 times 8, we're going 1, 2, 3 to 24. If we are going 3 times 9, again 1, 2, 3 to 27. And we should note the last one, 3 times 10, sorry, not the last one, 3 times 10 we know is 30. Then we add 3 onto 30 is 33, and then 36. Now I've got a little sneaky thing to show you, boys and girls. The multiples of 3, if you add the units and the units and the tens together, they add up to either 3, 6 or 9. So we've got 3, 6 and 9. If you do 1 add 2, that's 3, so 12. 15, 1 add 5 is 6. 18, 1 add 8 is 9. So if you've noticed there, when we're adding them up, they either add up to 3, to 6 or to 9. So that's quite a sneaky way to do it, if you notice that little pattern. Okay, so we've had a little practice, boys and girls. Just now I've shown you how to do this. Now if you have 100 square at home, which you should be able to have from last week, it should show you. You could practice on this as well and do this as we go. Alright, so we've had a little practice and we're going to go on to our next slide. Okay, our next slide has multiples of 4. It's just got all of them out so you can see them. Okay, so 0 times 4 we know is 0. Any number times by 0 will be 0. And then 1 times 4. So if you've got any number and you're timesing any number by 1, it's going to stay the same because you've one group of it. One group of that number. So 1 times 5, it's 5. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 100 is 100. Okay, so 1 times anything, the number stays the same. Alright, so you should know your 10 there. You should know your 2s, your 5s. Okay, multiples of 3. So there's your multiples of 3. If you need to pause the video, you could have a little look at them. Okay, now I am going to post a link where you can complete your worksheet on the task just like I did yesterday. So it's a teacher made worksheet and you should be able to do it really easy because some of you were fabulous at it yesterday. You were really good. At the end, as I said, it will tell you which sums you've got wrong and it'll be able to give you feedback for this. So good luck, and any questions you have, let me know on Teams or on my email. Okay, and well done. Alright, good luck with your maths task and I will speak to you all later.